Welcome to this latest edition of the news here on Rwanda Television with me, Sarah Shanhore. We'll start with the headlines. The President of Senegal has started a 3-day working visit here in Rwanda. The University of Rwanda has awarded degrees to 9,526 students who have successfully completed their studies. And on the international scene, climate scientists are warning that the world is on track to add nearly 60 dangerously hot days each year. Now straight to the details. Thank you again for taking the time to join us. The President of Senegal, His Excellency Bassirou Diomaye Faye, has arrived in Rwanda for a 3-day working visit, which is also his first visit to the country. Upon his arrival at the Kigali International Airport, he was received by President Paul Kagame. It is a visit of great significance in further strengthening the relations and cooperation between Senegal and Rwanda. The two countries already share many interests centered on diplomacy, joint development programs, agriculture, and livestock. Now, Senegalese nationals living here in Rwanda have been expressing appreciation for the good relations that exist between the two countries, as that has given them many opportunities for personal development. Enola Gladys Venimana has the details on that.
In Nyamirambo area, particularly around the neighborhood, there is a large number of Senegalese residents who also work there. When you speak with them, they express great joy and appreciation for their lives in Rwanda. Those engaged in various businesses, including Mumina Fall, who has lived in Rwanda for 4 years, say they are happy with their life here and have even learned Kinyarwanda. I wake up in the morning and get ready to come to work. After opening my shop, I sit and wait for customers to come. Rwanda is a very safe country. I work until 9 p.m. and I never have any problems. We've been here for 4 years, almost 5 now, and there is security and peace. Honestly, I have no concerns at all. The Senegalese community also praises the strong ties between Rwanda and Senegal, saying these relations have created many opportunities that they have successfully utilized.
I have lived in Rwanda for more than 10 years. I make jewelry and women's accessories, and I'm proud to have taught many Rwandans this craft. Today, some of them have turned it into a profession and are now teaching others. I believe this good relationship starts with the cooperation between our two countries. We live here without any issues regarding residence documents, as the process has been simplified for us. Many Senegalese living here want to stay permanently, which makes our relationship even stronger. Our businesses are also doing well, and life here is very good.
Nous nous sentons très bien.
Le pays est très accessible.
This is a country full of opportunities. One of the main reasons I chose to study here in Rwanda is that Rwanda removed visa requirements for Senegalese nationals. The cost of living is affordable, and I have the chance to learn English here. I really admire Rwanda's education system. It has great teachers and professional standards, and my fellow students are very kind. Rwanda is a country we can learn a lot from, especially in areas like fighting corruption. As a student, I feel I have many lessons to take back home, such as the Ivembo system, which allows citizens to access services easily. I believe Senegal should adopt such initiatives, and in turn, we can also bring valuable ideas from our country to Rwanda.
On a du tramway, on a beaucoup aussi d'autres choses à apporter aussi au Rwanda.
The strong bond between Rwandans and Senegalese residents is also confirmed by Rwandans who interact with them daily.
I have been in Rwanda for nearly 30 years, and we have never had any problems. We work well with our clients. Even though most of them speak Kinyarwanda, we try our best to communicate. Rwanda has truly become like our second home.
The president of the Senegalese community in Rwanda believes that the visit of Senegal's president to Rwanda is a positive sign of continued cooperation between the two nations.
The
Senegalese community in Rwanda is doing well. The diplomatic relations between our two countries are strong, and we even have our own embassy here. Rwandans are very welcoming and live harmoniously with us. We now have Senegalese entrepreneurs, tailors, and diplomats living here. Rwanda is indeed a great place to do business. Our president's visit to Rwanda is a clear indication that this good relationship will continue to grow.
Qui montre que vraiment il y a de belles perspectives entre le Rwanda et le Sénégal.
Currently, there are more than 150 Senegalese living in Rwanda, most of whom are entrepreneurs. They all express satisfaction with how well they coexist with Rwandans. Enra Gladys, RwandaTV News.
Prime Minister Dr. Justin Nsengiyumva has urged graduates of the University of Rwanda to remember that the country expects a lot from them as key contributors to addressing challenges that hinder national development. He made the remarks on Friday during the graduation ceremony for more than 9,000 students who completed various programs in 7 colleges of the University of Rwanda. The ceremony began with a procession that included government officials, lecturers and leaders from the university, marking the 11th graduation of students from the institution. For some graduates, it was a long journey as they could not complete their studies on time due to the COVID-19 pandemic. However, they explained that the knowledge and skills gained from the university are a strong foundation for contributing to national development. Graduates from previous years stated that such students represent a valuable addition to the nation's workforce. They encouraged them not to become a burden to the government, but to make good use of what they have learned. The Vice-Chancellor of the University of Rwanda, Patricia Campbell, reminded the graduates to use their talents to serve both the people and the nation. Prime Minister Dr. Justin Nsengiyumva congratulated the graduates for bringing pride to their families and to the country as a whole. However, he also urged them to reflect on the nation's expectations and emphasized that achieving success will require them to avoid bad habits. The Rwanda Information Society Authority has announced that digital literacy in the country has reached an impressive level, with 75% of people aged 16 and above now having the skills to use technology. The remarks were made on Friday during the celebration of Digital Literacy Day. During the celebration, partners and contributors were recognized, including over 2,000 youth known as digital ambassadors, who continue to play a key role in promoting digital literacy among citizens. Awards were given to the best performing digital ambassadors from each district who have excelled in helping citizens to gain digital skills. The CEO of RISA, Antoine Sebera, noted that the institution is pleased with Rwanda's progress in building a digitally literate population, adding that since the introduction of the Digital Ambassadors program back in 2017, over 4.5 million citizens have been trained.
No citizen is left behind in the Rwanda's digital journey. Through this program, we've reached and trained over 4.5 million people, equipping them with digital skills that need to access e-government services, maximize new opportunities in the digital economy. Our ambassadors are not just trainers, they are change makers, connectors, and catalysts of transformation in their communities. The work has extended far beyond classroom and community halls, and together we have powered national initiatives such as Connect Rwanda, in partnership with MTN and Airtel, bringing smartphones and digital literacy to thousands of rural citizens. The Byikorere campaign, in collaboration with Irembo, we were able to help citizens access public services online. The Twagiye Cashless campaign, advancing Rwanda transition toward a cashless economy in partnership with the National Bank of Rwanda. Collaboration with the Ministry of Education, where over 20,000 students have gained digital skills through the Smart Ibiruhuko program. Partnership with the National Land Authority, enabling land transaction through digital platform. and most recently, their vital support in supporting the single digital ID project operators.
The government of Rwanda is aiming that all Rwandans have basic digital literacy by the year 2029, up from the current figure of 75%. Now, the organization Water for People has concluded its 16-year WASH project, which has been supporting efforts to provide clean water, hygiene and sanitation across all areas of Chichichiro district here in Kigali City. With the completion of the project, all residents of Chichichiro now have access to clean water. In 2009, nearly 60% of residents in the district did not have access to such water. Testimonies from locals revealed that at the time, students often arrived late to school because they first had to fetch water, while parents traveled long distances in search of it. Hygiene, especially in schools and health centers, was also very poor.
If you look at actually now the number of dropout at schools dropped significantly, and the number of health care facilities with safe drinking water, it's really amazing to see how the water is flowing in all those facilities. So that's really amazing. You can imagine if there are some disasters and there are some pandemics, if you don't have water, it can be a disaster. But if you have water and sanitation services, you can easily cope with the pandemics. So we can see the impact in Kichichiro, where all the healthcare facilities are connected to water services, the schools and the communities. This is really a huge impact. And I can imagine actually the number of people attending actually health clinics dropped significantly because actually now they have water. They can wash hands anytime, they can drink safe drinking water. So it's really amazing to see that kind of impact in Kichichiro. At the time we started in Kichichiro, we started in two districts, Kichichiro and Rulindo. We are still in Rulindo, but after some time in 2016 we moved to Gichumbi. Then in 2020 we moved to Kalonji, and in 2022 we moved to Gisagara, and this year we moved to Nyamagabe, where we do the same approach, everyone forever, which is really becoming a reality, which is no longer a slogan. And now we also have other tendencies where we support them with their system strengthening to ensure that they have the capacity to plan for WASH services. We help them with their WASH investment plans, and they can easily mobilize funding to implement those plans.
At the ceremony to mark the conclusion of the project, Water for People also donated a vehicle worth 30 million Rwandan francs to Chichichiro district to help it to continue monitoring the use and maintenance of water, hygiene and sanitation infrastructure across the district. Now, organizations fighting against the rise of non-communicable diseases in East Africa have expressed concern over the increasing prevalence of such diseases in countries within the region. Statistics from the organizations show that more than 40% of annual deaths are caused by NCDs. Health workers and members of organizations involved in combating the diseases warn that unless strong preventive measures are taken, deaths resulting from non-communicable diseases could rise sharply beyond the current 40% per year figure, as treatment remains very costly.
As East African region, we face multiple challenges in managing non-communicable diseases, but one of the key challenge is financing for non-communicable diseases. We know that according to the Abuja Declaration of 2001, we are supposed to allocate 15% and above to the health budget, but this has not been achieved in most of the East African countries, with only Rwanda being able to achieve the 15% and above. So this small budget allocation affects or even doesn't translate to managing non-communicable diseases, which we are seeing as a very big problem affecting East African countries and also other countries in the Africa and globally.
Officials from Rwanda's Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation have pointed out that there is political will across all countries to deal with the problem, though not at the same level.
Actually, there's a will at every state, partner states level. Given that the level of willingness differs, it's a different level. So we might be ahead as Rwanda, but other countries are also doing something in terms of fighting non-communicable diseases. So through forming the East African Alliance on Non-Communicable Disease is one of the major steps that the community has achieved to ensure that all partner states come together to fight non-communicable diseases.
One of the key objectives of the regional network is to ensure that every East African country establishes a national organization dedicated to fighting non-communicable diseases so that they can speak with one unified voice in urging their governments to take stronger action against such diseases. Now, Rotary International Rwanda is calling on Rwandans to join efforts to end polio by raising awareness and staying vigilant. The call comes ahead of a polio awareness walk over the weekend during the car-free day activities. William Evans Mutabazi with more on that.
Polio, a viral disease that mainly affects children under 5 and can cause lifelong paralysis or even death, has existed for centuries. But since 1988, the world has made remarkable progress through the Global Polio Eradication Initiative, supported by over 200 countries, including Rwanda, and more than 20 million volunteers. So far, over 2.5 billion children have been immunized worldwide.
As a result of this initiative, over 2.5 million children have been immunized against polio since the establishment of global polio eradication in 1988. Polio cases have been decreased by 99.9%, preventing an estimation of 20 million cases of paralysis and over 400 million children vaccinated against polio annually since 1988. As a result of this, the impact of vaccination, 154 million of lives saved and about 4 million deaths prevented annually because of this IPV as well as OPV vaccination introduced during the 1960s or 50s. As you can see, this is as of today. The last update is yesterday, October 16. As you can see, the two red lights, two endemic countries, as we speak before, Pakistan and Afghanistan. There is still active cases, and in most of African countries, there is vaccine-driven polio virus are circulating around most of the from west to the Eastern Africa, or neighboring Tanzania, goes down to the southern east of Africa.
According to the Global Polio Eradication Initiative, before the 1980s, polio was a major public health problem in Rwanda, affecting many children and leaving many paralyzed or disabled. In the 1990s and the 2000s, strong national immunization campaigns supported by UNICEF, World Health Organization, and Rotary International changed the story and continues to this day.
Luckily, Rwanda, we have the advantage the polio is completely eradicated, but we are vigilant, we are cautious. This type of activities periodically we do within our clubs. We do walks, we do talks during our fellowships. More than 400 to 500 Rotarians within Kigali, across Rwanda, we talk about this on a daily basis. We have a dedicated fund also for that.
Zinda Victor, who contracted polio at a young age, says living with the condition has been tough, but he has turned the challenge into strength, contributing to his own growth and to his country.
I'm one of the people who have suffered because of polio. It cripples one's body. As it crippled me, you can see I wasn't born with a wheelchair. It's a wheelchair that I got because of being infected by polio. Though I was infected by polio, I survived. My parents took me for treatment, and I ended up crawling down. But alongside crawling down, I managed to study. I managed to get married, to get kids, and to work for the nation, and to work for my family, to work for the community. Here I am to join the rest of the world to end polio, because if anyone knows what polio is, I'm one of the best. I would say, let's join hands, let's work together and end polio. How do we end polio is to sensitize people, the dangers of it, attached to it. Just as I've mentioned, I suffered a lot because of polio. There is time I even wanted to commit suicide because of the life I was living, and I thank God that I did not commit suicide. I'm here now to help others to prevent polio from spreading again.
As the world rallies this month to end polio, Rotarian Julie Mutoni says Rwanda is part of the global movement, calling on Rwandans to take part in the Rotary walk to end polio.
Rwanda has not been left behind. All Rotarians in Rwanda every October gather together, contribute financially, and also dedicate our time to go into different areas. Sometimes we offer vaccines, and sometimes we create awareness. So this month, we are going to have a walk. Our walk is going to be on Sunday during Car-Free Day, and we're going to walk as we give different talks, different activities to create awareness so that people can know. Though we are polio-free in Rwanda, but we are not supposed to stop. The struggle still continues.
Before the 1980s, polio was a major health concern in Rwanda. Later, the country introduced oral polio vaccine through the expanded program on immunization. The last world polio virus case in Rwanda was recorded in 1993, and in 2004, Rwanda was officially certified polio-free by the World Health Organization. William Evans, RwandaTV News.
Made in Kigali, sold in Nairobi, celebrated in Accra. This is African.
Buy African, build Africa.
Every journey has a beginning. From nature comes refreshing fruity goodness that keeps you going. Best moments. Not one, not two, but at your nearest shop. Always ask for Inyaki.
Nyiri muto ariko ntibyamusubije inyuma, yakoranaga umwete. Njya muri kaminuza amashyi. Igihe cyo gutera ishema umuryango wanjye kigeze. Mfite uruganda rutunganya amata. Banki ya Kigali yabaye umufatanyabikorwa wanjye mu rugendo rwose, inzozi zanjye ziba impamo. Bigereho.
The world is on track to add nearly 60 dangerously hot days each year. That's according to a new study by climate scientists. They estimate that it will happen by the end of the century. But the research has also shown that the Paris Climate Agreement has had a significant effect on curbing greenhouse gas emissions. DW News with the details.
Sweltering heat and cracked Earth. All over the world, global warming is having an impact, and it's getting hotter. Average global temperatures have risen by 0.3 degrees Celsius since 2015, leading to 11 more hot days per year. A decade ago, almost 200 governments came together to sign the Paris Agreement, an international climate accord that obliges nations to reduce their greenhouse gas emissions and limit temperature rise to no more than 2 degrees Celsius. Before the agreement was signed, global warming was estimated to reach 4 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels by the end of the century, which scientists say would have led to 114 additional hot days per year. If enacted, pledges made under the accord would limit warming to 2.6 degrees, leading to half the number of hot days. It's progress, say experts, as part of a new study, but more still needs to be done.
We are still not seeing the highest possible ambition, and that is obviously a huge problem, and it is a problem that will be paid for with the lives and livelihoods of the poorest people in the world, in every country.
Heat is the deadliest type of extreme weather, contributing to an estimated 500,000 deaths globally every year. And it's often underestimated. Only around half of countries worldwide have heat early warning systems in place, with coverage uneven and far fewer systems found in Africa, Latin America and parts of Asia.
People don't have to die from heat. There are measures, relatively straightforward measures, that societies can do to save lives.
World leaders will meet next month to discuss climate action and how to adapt to rising temperatures. But it will take further emissions cuts to limit global warming and its impacts on communities globally.
We've come to the end of this edition of the news. However, before we go, let us again take a look at the headlines. The President of Senegal has started a 3-day working visit here in Rwanda. The University of Rwanda has awarded degrees to 9,526 students who have successfully completed their studies. And as we just saw, climate scientists are warning ahead of you. I'll be seeing you again soon next week. Goodbye.